Hi guys! Welcome to my channel. Today I wanted to talk about the in-between of death and rebirth. So it is January 26th, and where I am in North Carolina, it's almost Imbolc, which is the midway point between the winter solstice and the spring equinox. So basically at the winter solstice is like the longest night of the year, so it's really dark and the sun has reached its lowest point, so it's really just full of shadow work and deep introspection and lots of releasing. I know this past year I shed so many different layers of trauma and pain and negativity and anger. So much anger was released last year, but it felt amazing. And so the spring equinox is the time when the sun and the night are equal again, day and night are equal, and it's the first day of spring. So that is like rebirth. Spring is finally here, the earth is thriving again, and creative juices are flowing more than ever, and it's beautiful. But Imbolc is this like midway point between death and rebirth. And so I feel like Imbolc is more of a planning kind of whole time. Like it's a month period, like it started maybe a week or so ago and will end shortly before the equinox, but it's really where we can sit back and see, okay, like this is what I released during winter naturally, because even if you're not consciously trying to release, we just naturally are releasing in winter. And so then you can look back on that and reflect and make plans to go forward. Well, what are your goals for the year? What do you want to accomplish within yourself, outside of yourself? Family goals, career goals, personal goals, all good things to take into consideration. And so I want to talk about kind of a few activities that you could do. First is a meditation that you could do where you kind of light the fire in your belly. Because actually, on Imbolc, there is lore about how this goddess Brigid blew like this big fire and lit and ignited the earth's belly with fire. And it was beautiful, and that's how the earth gets warmer in the spring. And so that is a good symbolization for what we can do within ourselves. So we can do a deep meditation. So you can go into a meditation, kind of center yourself. I'm not going to do that here, but you can if you want on your own, and just take a few minutes and feel the warmth. Create warmth in your body. Where the fire is in like your solar plexus and your all right here in your digestive system. So that's where you really want to be building this fire. You could try eating some spicy foods. That's really good. Anything that's really orange or yellow. And even yellow crystals can help, still bite. So that's one thing. You could do a meditation. You could do some trataka, which is called an eye gazing meditation. It's a little different. It's when you're staring at a candle. You can stare at any object, but for this purpose, a candle would be really well. Like stare at the lit flame, and it basically like gets you to absorb that heat energy into your body. So it's a really good way to get all of these creative juices flowing before the spring equinox, so when it does, you can just bloom. And it's such a great experience. This is why I love the help of the seasons, because once you get in tune with nature and everything around you, and really like we are in tune with the earth. When winter happens, we stay inside more and we release more and we cuddle up with our families more. And then when it's summer, we're out more and doing a lot of things and creating and getting wonderful stuff. So another activity that you can do is making like a vision board. You can do this on your phone. I've done it on my phone before through like Canva apps and other kind of apps like that. But you can get like a poster board and cut out newspaper stuff and just write inspirational quotes and pictures and make goals for yourself this year and hang it somewhere that you can see it. So it kind of gives you that warmth fire of, this is what you want, this is your passion. So if it's something that you look at, it instills that within you so you can attract it easier. Another activity you could do would be to write down some planning, like legitimate planning, but don't overthink it. This is where it can get a little too much for some people, which is okay. You just have to know your boundaries. Don't plan out every little detail, every second. Don't do that, because that's a little overwhelming and it can take away from the actual process of it happening. But if you just jot down, like, this year I want to open my heart more, and how I'm going to do that is I'm going to do one heart opening yoga pose a day, and like a heart opening meditation once a week, and kind of things like that. I'm going to eat more red foods or pink foods or all kinds of different things. You can make all sorts of goals for yourself and set out times and activities that you can do to instill this into your daily life. So I love to use Imbolc as this planning period, because after all of this releasing this past winter, I felt really raw. Like, my skin has literally kind of crawled because of just the intense shedding and releasing that I did. And I feel like that's more because I'm now 20, and so it's been 7 years, and they say every 7 years you have new skin. So it's basically been 7 years since I was 13 and I was in an abusive relationship. So this year, in my 21st year, will really be like a whole new level to releasing, because that was like a really big traumatic thing that happened in my life. But now it's really over, and I'm really releasing that. I'm no longer in that skin that I was in. So that's really an uplifting thing for me to think about, and to use that rawness and how I want to reform myself and to make myself a better person. This is the perfect time to do that. So this year on Imbolc, I plan on dancing. Dancing is another great way to just completely surrender to your creative bodily flow and let it loose. Because when it's all stagnant, winter, it's really cold, so I personally tend to not go outside as much, even though I should, but it's just naturally happens, so I don't move my body as much. And now I want to move my body more. Dancing is a really good way. Or you could do yoga or hoop flow. I know people who do that, and all kinds of other things. Running, hiking. I love hiking and swimming. Kind of just start to get your body moving. So that's a really good way to also just feel the fire in your body. So we can recap real quick. We got spicy foods and meditations with fire. You can, a good one is center yourself and then visualize lava from the middle of the earth coming up into your roots and filling your body and your aura. And so that hot lava, earth, fire is not only going to ground you really well, but it's going to connect you to that primal earth energy. And I personally love doing elemental meditations like that. So you can do all sorts of different meditations. You could do sound bathing as well, especially with the D tone or the E tone. So you could do that. Those are really good options. And also the Trataka, the candle flame gazing meditation. And I'll do another video here soon where I outline some more meditations, and I'm going to get into making more meditation videos. So stay tuned for that. If you like this video, subscribe. I hope to be making more soon. Thank you all for watching. I hope that, as the earth is warming this year, you feel it so deeply in your core and you create. I had a really hard time creating anything growing up and being creative because I wasn't really taught that. And so this is a really crucial time for me in my healing. And I hope that you go and you can just create whatever you feel drawn to. So thank you. Blessed be.